The next group of concert tickets I pulled out was for the year 2010, and the first concert I saw that year was Bette Midler at the Coliseum in Las Vegas on, I think, January 10th, 2010. And her set list that night was a Big Noise from Winnetka, The Showgirl Must Go On, In the Mood, Friends, The Rose, Do You Want to Dance, From a Distance, My Kind of Town, It's Now or Never, Viva Las Vegas, Luck Be a Lady, Blue Hawaii, Hello in There, When a Man Loves a Woman, Pretty Legs, Great Big Knockers, The Glory of Love, Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy, and The Wind Beneath My Wings. Bette always puts on a good show. I always enjoy her. The next show I saw was Wayne Newton at the Tropicana in Las Vegas, which is not there anymore. It was recently imploded. It was a small theater, and not a lot of people there. I saw him because it was old-time Vegas, and I figured you got to see these people while they're still around, but it was not a particularly good show. He didn't sound good that night at all, and if you type in his name into YouTube in the year 2010 in Tropicana, you can see him singing a snippet of Dankeschön, and you can hear for yourself how he didn't sound good at all. And that snippet was taken 5 days before I saw him. So, yeah, it was sort of sad. The next show I saw was Human Nature. They're, I think, an Australian group, and they sing Motown. I saw them at the Imperial Palace, which is now, I want to say, the Link. I'm not 100% positive. They put on a good show. I enjoyed it. It was one of those theaters where you have tables, and I hate those. Because it's not always easy to see the stage sometimes. You've got to turn to the side and you get a crick in your neck after, watching from that angle. So those kind of showrooms, I avoid them if I can. But Human Nature was good. Next show I saw was Cyndi Lauper. I saw her July 25th, 2010. She's one of my favorite singers. I love her voice. Her set list that day, most of the songs I didn't know. I think she was probably promoting an album, blues or something. That's why I don't know most of these songs. The set list was Just Your Fool, Shattered Dreams, Early in the Morning, Romance in the Dark, How Blue Can You Get, Down, Don't Bother Me, Down So Low, Crossroad Blues, Roll and Tumble Blues, Don't Cry No More, and then the encore was Who Let in the Rain, Change of Heart, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Time After Time, She Bop, and Mother Earth. And then True Colors. Cyndi never skims vocally. That's one reason I enjoy seeing her. There's no lip syncing or anything like that. The next show I saw was Betty Buckley, Broadway by Request. This was in August 11th, a Wednesday. And at the time I had a Razr flip phone, and I think I recorded like part of a song, and the woman next to me freaked out. She reminded me of one of the creatures from the remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where they'd open their mouth and make this high-pitched shrieking noise. That's what that woman reminded me of. Oh, he's recording her. Somebody stop him. Oh, you terrible man, you. Then the next show that I saw was Diana Ross, Wednesday, September, and the set list there was, let's see, The Boss, More Today Than Yesterday, Reflections, You Can't Hurry Love, Stop in the Name of Love, It's Hard for Me to Say, I'm Coming Out, You Keep Me Hanging On, Love Child, Upside Down, Touch Me in the Morning, Mirror, Mirror, It's My House, then a medley of Love Hangover, Take Me Higher, Ease On Down the Road, The Look of Love, Fine and Mellow, Don't Explain, Why Do Fools Fall in Love, Do You Know Where You're Going To, Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Endless Love, I Will Survive, then another medley of Do You Know Where You're Going To, Ain't No Mountain High Enough, then another medley, Missing You, You're Not Alone, I Love You. I had a little trouble hearing her vocals And I figured out if I put my hand over my ears and just pressed in a little bit, I could block out some of the music and hear her vocals very clearly. And so that's what I did. And anytime I see a concert and I have trouble hearing the vocals, I do that, and I'm able to hear the vocals quite easily now, though it's a hassle having to keep your hand over your ears. But, you know, you've got to do what you got to do. Then I saw next Joan Rivers. This was in September 2010. I saw her at the Venetian. Her show was good, except that she used the F word every other word practically, which I thought was a bit much. She and Jay Leno had a similar joke, but hers was funnier. It had to do with men peeing into the gas tank to use that for fuel because of, I guess there was a gas shortage or something back then. And hers sort of ended with, you know how men pee all over the seat, and if they can't get it into a hole that big, what kind of a lover could they possibly be? Then I saw the next night Jay Leno at the Mirage. Again, he had a similar joke to Jones, but it wasn't nearly as funny. And his show was like in two halves. The first half was like tired old monologues from the Tonight Show that he'd say, well, do you remember such and such? And, you know, such and such happened 10 years ago, so it wasn't remotely current or funny really anymore. And then the second half, if you will, was newer material. And I thought it was pretty lazy, you know, recycling that old material and having people pay to listen to it. So he was just okay. Then I saw Garth Brooks at the Encore. His set list that night was Rodeo, Papa Loved Mama, Two of a Kind, Working on a Full House, The Beaches of Cheyenne, Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old, Shameless, Unanswered Prayers, We Shall Be Free, Long Neck Bottle, The Thunder Rolls, The River, If Tomorrow Never Comes, Call in Baton Rouge, That Summer in Another's Eyes, She's in Love with the Boy, How Do I Live, Friends in Low Places, The Dance, More Than a Memory, Walk Away Joe. The encore was Ain't Going Down Till the Sun Comes Up, Piano Man, and Two Pina Coladas and American Pie. And I think it was his wife who sang How Do I Live. Of course, that was a good show. I saw the second of two shows, and when I got there, the line for the second show was really long, but it went pretty quickly, and that's a nice theater there at the Wynn because the seats are staggered so that you're not looking at the person's head in front of you, you're looking between the two people's heads so you get a good view of the stage. Then I think the last one I saw was Kathy Griffin, November 7th. And she was funny. Her shows are always funny. So that's what I saw in the year 2010. So this is Vegas Man Bun, keeping it real, keeping it groovy, or keeping it to himself, as should you, my Vegas Man Bunnies. Bye-bye.